Welcome to the stillness that lives beneath every storm. Tonight, you are safe to let every thought dissolve, every muscle soften, every worry drift away like mist on a quiet lake. These next moments are not about doing, they are about undoing. Allow my voice to become the gentle current that carries you from the noisy shore of the day into the moonlit waters of deep, restorative peace. Breathe, and surrender to midnight calm. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Close the door. Let the click of the handle be the final sound that belongs to the outside world. Feel the hush that follows. It is not emptiness, it is entrance. You have just stepped across the threshold of your private temple, night. Here, no banners of your achievements hang on the walls. No receipts from the day's worries litter the floor. Here, only peace is allowed to speak, and it speaks in whispers of darkness, in the slow fall of your shoulders, in the unclasping of your jaw. Breathe. One deliberate inhale, as if you are smelling midnight jasmine that blooms only in the imagination. One slow exhale, as if you are blowing out a candle that lit the room of doing. Notice how quickly the body recognizes sanctuary when you offer it. That's the key. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. You only need the gentle decision to stop negotiating with noise, and stillness, you find yourself. Not the self the world labels. Employee, parent, caretaker, problem solver. But the self that existed before labels. The quiet observer. The one who notices without commentary. Night welcomes that self home. Night says, leave your badge by the door, you are not your role here. Night says, leave your story by the stairs, you are not your narrative here. And because night speaks in a voice deeper than thought, you obey without argument. This is where freedom begins. Consider Emily, a trauma nurse who 12 hours a day moves between beeping monitors and coded alarms. Her mind learns to predict catastrophe the way sailors read weather. When she reaches her front porch, she used to carry the hospital inside her, adrenaline dripping like fluid into her evening. Then she practiced sanctuary. She placed her hand on the doorknob, closed her eyes, and gave herself one slow exhale before entering. One exhale to say, I leave the sirens outside. One exhale to say, I enter the temple of night. The first week nothing seemed different. The second week, her dreams stopped sounding like ventilators. The third week, her children noticed she hugged them with softer arms. Night welcomes you exactly as you are. Tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. But you must cross the threshold with intention. Do it now. Wherever you are, bed, couch, chair, become aware of the surface holding you. Feel how it meets you without negotiation. The mattress does not say, you should have accomplished more today. The cushion does not ask, why did you say that awkward thing at 3 p.m.? They simply support. Let that unconditional support teach you what support means. Allow yourself to be held without proving your worth. Silence is not empty. It's full of everything you need. Allow the eyes to close. Not a slamming shut, not an escape, but a courteous curtain drawn so the outer show can pause. Behind that curtain, the stage is dark, and in darkness, possibility resets. You are not shutting out life. You are making room for a deeper life to breathe. Meditation is not escape. It's a return to your true self. And your true self is not exhausted. It is not behind on emails. It is not defined by the number of times you checked your phone. Your true self is the spacious awareness that notices even exhaustion without judgment. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey into the spaciousness that was always there, hidden beneath the clutter of the day. Now, guide attention to the skin. Feel the air's coolness on the cheeks, the warmth between the palms. Recognize the simple miracle. You are sensing, therefore you are alive. Nothing more is required to earn this night. No report card, no bank balance, no like count. Alive is the only credential demanded by peace. And you meet that requirement with every heartbeat. Let gratitude for that fact bloom quietly. I am alive, I am held, I am welcomed. Repeat it mentally, not as a mantra to chase results, but as a lullaby to soothe the achiever who still thinks output equals worth. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm. Listen. Perhaps you hear traffic, a neighbor's television, a dog barking at invisible intruders. Do not wish them away. Let them be distant waves on the shore of your awareness. Sound is not the enemy of silence. It is the ornament that helps you notice the gold thread of awareness running underneath. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer. Observe the sounds, observe the reactions, observe the observer. Each layer of noticing adds width to the inner room. That's the key. The room was never small. The furniture of worry just made it feel cramped. Tonight, you move the furniture. If restlessness appears, greet it as you would a child climbing into your lap after a nightmare. Ah, there you are. You're allowed to be here. Feel how quickly resistance melts when met with permission. This is where freedom begins. You don't need anyone's permission to be still, yet giving yourself permission out loud seals the covenant. Try it, whisper. I have permission to be still. Feel the syllables land in the chest like warm coins in an offering bowl. They are currency accepted by night. Imagine tomorrow waiting beyond the window like a polite guest who arrived early. Smile at tomorrow, but do not open the door yet. Night is your host first. She pours you tea that tastes like forgetfulness of clocks. She dims the lamp of memory until only the glow of being remains. Drink slowly. Each sip is an exhale of urgency. Each swallow teaches the throat to unhold the unsaid words of the day. Silence is not empty. It's full of everything you need, including time. Now let the palms rest open. Open palms signal the nervous system that nothing requires grasping. Fingers uncurl like petals at dusk, releasing pollen made of miniature agendas. Feel how the shoulder blades respond. Gravity invites them downward, away from the ears where they hunched in defense of imaginary attacks. The chest follows, widening without effort. The abdomen softens. Digestion was never meant to proceed under siege. Even the tongue discovers it can lie in the mouth's hammock instead of standing guard at the teeth. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm. Your only task is to allow the rocking. Some nights, allowing will feel easy. Other nights the mind rehearses catastrophes with Oscar-worthy conviction. Both nights are valid. Success is not measured by the decibel of thought but by the quality of kindness you bring to the noticing. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey of meeting what arises with a soft palm instead of a clenched fist. You are not failing at calm. You are practicing the art of turning toward. Turning toward is enough. Turning toward is revolution wrapped in a blanket, so notice one more time the support beneath you. Notice the air touching the skin. Notice the gentle rise and fall that breathing does all on its own. These 3 anchors are portable. You can carry them into any tomorrow. But for now, remain here. Let the book of the day close, its pages still warm with your handwriting, its spine gently stretching under the weight of experience. Slide it onto the shelf labeled Lived. Turn off the reading lamp. Feel the hush expand, velvet against the ears. This is the sanctuary of night. Now let's explore how to move through that sacred space without waking the ghosts of unfinished tasks. Next chapter. The weightless body scan. You have entered. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. And as this chapter settles into quiet, remember, the outer world will resume its demands at sunrise, but the doorway you just walked through never truly closes. Carry its threshold in your heartbeat. When chaos knocks tomorrow, you can place one hand on any doorknob, exhale and whisper, "Night welcomes me exactly as I am." That single gesture becomes a passport back to calm. You've learned how to enter the sanctuary of night. Soften. Surrender. Float. Before you move a single muscle, notice that you are already being held. Mattress, cushion, carpet, couch. Gravity is a quiet nurse who never takes a break. Trust her. Let her carry the story your bones have been whispering all day. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The earth granted it the moment you were born. Tonight we will visit every corner of the body, not to fix, but to thank. We will unzip the suit of effort and slip into the robe of weightlessness. Soften, surrender, float. Begin at the crown. Imagine a warm droplet of midnight dew landing precisely where hair meets sky. Feel it spread in slow circles, loosening the tiny muscles that frown across the scalp. Those muscles memorize schedules, deadlines, headlines. They grip without asking. Now they unfurl like fern fronds after rain. That's the key. In stillness, you find yourself underneath the dewing. Silence is not empty. It's full of everything you need, including space between skull bones. Move the attention to the forehead, the flat battlefield where tomorrow's plans march. Visualize the dew rolling forward, a cool finger smoothing the horizontal lines. With each exhale, the skin lengthens. With each inhale, gentle awareness arrives. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer watching the forehead decide it is safe to be blank. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey across 1 inch of skin at a time. Let the droplet divide into 2 streams that glide around the eyes. Eyes that have darted between screens, searched for love in text bubbles, measured danger in shadows. Let the sockets deepen. Let the lashes rest like closed curtains. Whisper mentally, there is nothing to look for right now. Feel how quickly the brain accepts the gift. Visual cortex yawns, turns over, goes back to its own dream. Soften. Surrender. Float. Slide the awareness down to the jaw. Ah, the diligent jaw, body's clenched fist. Notice if teeth kiss. Invite them to divorce. Let the lower bone hang an imaginary millimeter, enough to create a cave of quiet where the tongue can finally lie down. A nurse named David clenched his jaw through 12-hour shifts until a dentist warned him he was grinding enamel into moon dust. He began nightly scans. Within weeks, morning headaches retreated like a tide obeying an unseen moon. Soften, surrender, float. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm. Allow the droplet to spill into the throat, crossroads of swallowing and speech. Picture the skin of the neck widening, collarbones drifting apart like slow-opening double doors. Every swallow is a promise. I release the words I did not say, the arguments I rehearsed in the shower, the witty comebacks that arrived too late. Let them slide down the esophagus's gentle waterslide into the night's compost. They will fertilize tomorrow's wisdom if they are meant to return. For now, the throat is a silent hallway. This is where freedom begins. The freedom not to speak, not to defend, not to explain, guide attention across the shoulders. Feel them drop, perhaps a finger width, perhaps a millimeter, drop is drop. Imagine backpack straps slipping off, even if you never wore a backpack. The body remembers every invisible burden. The purse of regrets, the briefcase of responsibilities, the grocery bag of small resentments. Let them thud to the floor. The floor, by the way, is delighted to hold them. It holds buildings, it can handle your worries. Soften. Surrender. Float. Travel down the right arm, bicep, elbow, forearm, palm, fingers. Then the left. Like stroking velvet in slow motion, awareness brushes each segment. Where skin meets air, say thank you. Where muscle meets bone, say thank you. Where blood meets cell, whisper good night. A pianist once told me she visualizes each finger as a candle flame extinguished one by one. The silence that follows is black velvet upon which dreams can be displayed. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer watching candles bow out. That's the key. Arrive at the chest. Place one palm over heart, more as witness than healer. Feel the drum that has never missed a beat since your 3rd week in the womb. Marvel at its loyalty. Now slow the drum without force, simply by lengthening the exhale. Count. 4 in, 6 out. The vagus nerve hears this ratio like a lullaby and switches the body from alert to nourish. Heart rate variability smooths, blood pressure lowers, cortisol washes out like an ebbing tide. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey into the gap between beats. Silence is not empty. It's full of every heartbeat that ever loved you back. Let the droplet melt between ribs, descending to the abdomen. Here lives the solar plexus, body's traffic control tower. It has been flashing orange lights all day. Digest, worry, plan, repeat. Lay the lights to rest. Imagine a warm hand, perhaps belonging to the night itself, smoothing circles clockwise, following the gut's ancient route. With each circle, the belly softens like dough rising in moonlight. A corporate lawyer felt ulcers cool when he practiced this nightly. He joked that he traded antacids for abs of peace. Soften, surrender, float. Visit the low back, warehouse of unfinished lifting. Picture spinal vertebrae as a strand of pearls, each bead sinking into the cushion beneath. If pain speaks, listen without argument. Pain is a child afraid of the dark. Listening is the nightlight that calms him. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. Even pain must obey when the body votes unanimously for rest. Glide to the hips, pelvic bowl filled with memories, creativity, secrets. Tilt them gently. Let the bowl pour out what no longer serves you. Maybe it's an old rejection letter. Maybe it's shame from a dance floor 20 years ago. Watch it spill, darken, absorb into the mattress where night composts history into wisdom. Night welcomes you exactly as you are. Tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Continue down thighs, knees, calves. Feel the sturdy columns that carried you today. Thank them. Gratitude is the salary they never ask for but richly deserve. Let heaviness drip from kneecaps into the earth. Gravity recycles it into tomorrow's strength. Soften, surrender, float. Arrive at ankles, heels, soles. Imagine the arch as a hammock. Let it sag. Toes, those 10 tiny soldiers, receive permission to stand down. Visualize taking off invisible shoes. Work shoes, running shoes impress others' shoes. Bare skin kisses sheet or carpet and remembers it is mammal, not machine. A marathoner who logged 70 miles a week found sleep elusive until she saluted each toe. Now she swears the big toe winks good night before drifting off. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer watching toes become stars. Finally, sense the body as one unified field of weight. No part works alone. All parts float in the same dark pond. The pond is night, the pond is breath, the pond is awareness itself. You are the quiet that notices the pond. Meditation is not escape. It's a return to your true self, and your true self is water, not rock. Rocks sink. Water rests on top of itself, perfectly supported by itself. That's the key. In stillness, you find yourself already weightless. Stay here. If the mind wanders, smile at its curiosity and escort it back to the pond. Every return is a rep. Strength grows not by avoiding drift but by practicing reunion. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey of reunion repeated until it feels like home. Silence is not empty. It's full of every reunion you have ever had with yourself. And now, without moving, sense the border between body and space blur. Edges dissolve. You are a constellation of sensations floating in a galaxy of dark quiet. Soften, surrender, float. You have learned the art of giving each cell its retirement party. You have learned that weightlessness is not achieved. It is remembered. Carry this memory like a secret passport. Borders of stress will ask to see it tomorrow, and you will produce it with one conscious exhale. You've completed the weightless body scan. Next, we will journey deeper into the mind itself, learning to sit beside thought without being trampled by it. Each leaf floats, each ripple calms, the river returns to glass. Close your eyes, gently as if sealing an envelope to the day, and picture water. Not the roaring ocean, not the crashing waterfall, simply a wide, slow river under evening sky. Thoughts are leaves that drop from unseen trees upstream, some green with hope, some brown with worry, some torn by regret. Your task is not to dam the river. Your task is to sit on the bank and watch. In stillness you find yourself. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer. That's the key. Begin by noticing the current speed. Perhaps it rushes, white ripples glinting like phone screens flashing news. Perhaps it crawls, a lazy syrup of memory. Whatever the pace, meet it without agenda. Say inwardly, this is the speed of my mind right now, and that is acceptable. Permission slows water faster than resistance ever will. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey of meeting what arises with a soft palm instead of a clenched fist. This is where freedom begins. Consider Marcus, a composer who earns his living translating emotion into melody. By day he juggles chords, deadlines, critics. At night the river of thought races so loudly he hears percussion in his pulse. He tried silence apps, white noise machines, even sleeping pills. The pills knocked him out, but morning arrived like a debt collector. Then he practiced river watching. He lay still, labeled each thought leaf, contract, grocery, D minor doubt, and watched it drift. Within 2 weeks the current widened, the ripples spaced out, and the water began to reflect moonlight like polished obsidian. He didn't force the calm. He allowed the float. Each leaf floats, each ripple calms, the river returns to glass. You can do the same, tonight, right now. Start by selecting a leaf. Perhaps it carries the face of an unanswered email. Notice its texture. Urgent, rectangular, vibrating. Name it. Planning. Place it on the water. Watch how the current spins it, then releases it downstream. Feel the microscopic sigh in your chest as the leaf diminishes to speck, to memory, to gone. Silence is not empty. It's full of every release you have ever allowed. Maybe another leaf appears. A conversation you wish you had handled better. It looks jagged, half-eaten by shame. Do not tear it further. Do not laminate it to keep. Name it. Rewind. Place it on the water. If it snags on a rock of resistance, notice the rock, not the snag. Ask the rock kindly to erode overnight. Water is patient geology. Return eyes to leaf. Watch it loosen, resume travel. Each leaf floats, each ripple calms, the river returns to glass. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The river grants it by continuing to flow without your intervention. When many leaves cluster, an entire branch of to-dos, zoom out. See the branch, name it. Cluster. Place the whole branch on the water. Yes, it will bob, maybe even dam briefly. Stay on the bank. Feel the cool mud under imaginary bare feet. Notice breath entering, exiting. Breath is the moon pulling tides. Gentle gravity that persuades logs to dislodge. Within seconds or minutes, the branch breaks apart. Individual leaves rejoin the parade. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer who discovers detachment is not rejection. It is spacious inclusion. That's the key. Sometimes a leaf will look eerily important, glittering gold titled Life Purpose. You will want to jump in and rescue it before the waterfall eats it. Resist. If it truly belongs to you, it will wash ashore downstream in a form you can use. If it dissolves, it was glitter-painted fear. Either way, the bank is the place of power. From the bank you choose what to pick up after the waters calm. Meditation is not escape. It's a return to your true self, and your true self is the ranger who patrols shoreline, not the leaf that panics in current, practical instruction. When you notice yourself in the water, mentally say, backside to mud. Feel hips, back, head reconnect with a supportive earth. 3 syllables, backside mud. Bring you home faster than 1,000 affirmations. Try it now. Inhale, notice a leaf. Exhale, backside to mud. Feel the subtle thud of identity re-landing on solid ground. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey of continuous homecoming. Real-world example. A single mother working 2 jobs watches bills swirl like brown leaves after storm. She practices river watching while nursing her toddler at 3 a.m. As she names leaves, rent, formula, exam tomorrow, her shoulders drop, milk flows easier, the baby sensing calm drifts back to sleep. She tells me the bills remain, but they no longer scream. They float, they rotate, they pass. Each leaf floats, each ripple calms, the river returns to glass. She discovers she can mother from the bank, not from the torrent. You may worry. If I let go of planning leaves, how will anything get done? Notice that worry is itself a leaf, name it doubt, place it on the water. The river does not destroy planning. It polishes planning to its essential form. Tomorrow, when action is needed, you will still have access to sharpened intention, minus the static of panic. Stillness is not the enemy of productivity. It is the whetstone that gives productivity edge. In stillness, you find yourself already equipped. Tonight, commit to 5 minutes of leaf watching. Set an internal timer. 1 inhale equals 1 second. 40 gentle breaths equal roughly 5 minutes. No app required. Your lungs are older than smartphones. If leaves vanish and glass-like reflection appears, enjoy the mirror. Mirrors do not stay pristine. New leaves will come. Your victory is not in achieving emptiness. It is in achieving relationship with movement. That relationship is called serenity. This is where freedom begins. As the chapter closes, notice the river is already slower than when you began. Not because you pushed, but because you permitted. Permit again tomorrow and the day after. Soon you will walk through daytime meetings carrying an inner image of water. A rude email arrives, leaf. A compliment lands, leaf. Both float, both pass. You remain the bank, sun-warmed, moon-polished, unshaken. You've learned that thoughts are leaves. You are the observer, and the river always returns to glass. Next, we will explore how to breathe with the cosmos itself, using the moon as metronome. Inhale silver light. Exhale gray shadows. Look up, inside the mind's sky, and find her. A perfect disk of polished pearl, quietly riding the dark. She does not shout like the sun. She illuminates without burning. Tonight she becomes your breathing coach. Every waxing inhale draws cool luminescence into the chest. Every waning exhale releases what no longer reflects light. In stillness, you find yourself orbiting the same center that moves tides, opens flowers, ripens seeds. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey into lunar rhythm already pulsing beneath your ribs. Begin by noticing ordinary breath. No judgment, only observation. Perhaps it races, an urban river. Perhaps it hides, shallow puddles in a tired chest. Whatever the pattern, greet it as the moon greets Earth. Distant yet devoted. Whisper, as the moon waxes, so will my inhale. As the moon wanes, so will my exhale. Immediately the breath lengthens. Not by force but by fellowship. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The moon granted it 4 billion years ago when she locked eyes with this planet and decided to stay. Visualize the lunar cycle compressed into one breath. Bottom of exhale. New moon, dark, fertile, empty. Begin inhale. Crescent sliver climbs the right side of the belly. Continue, first quarter moon crosses the diaphragm. Inhale completes at full moon. Round, bright, perched inside the heart like a paper lantern. Pause a micro moment. Feel the silent glow. Now exhale. Waning gibbous slides beneath collarbones. Last quarter drifts down the ribs. Waning crescent exits the navel. New moon returns. Velvet darkness ready for the next seed. Repeat. Each breath becomes a private month. A life cycle in miniature. 10 breaths equal 10 months of quiet creation. Inhale silver light. Exhale gray shadows. Real-world example. Daniel drives night shifts for a courier company. Highways glitter with taillights. Adrenaline is constant coffee. At 2 a.m. he practices lunar breathing. Inhale headlights expanding to full moon in the chest. Exhale taillights dimming to darkness behind the ribs. Within minutes, shoulders drop. Grip on the steering wheel softens. He tells me accidents avoided him those nights. His mind was clear, reactions fluid. The moon became dashboard decor no manufacturer installed. Yet every driver secretly wants. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Practical instruction. For 7-8 moon rhythm. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts while the moon waxes to full. Hold softly for 7 counts. Feel the full moon illuminating blood like tide pools. Exhale through the mouth for 8 counts as the moon wanes into new. The hold is not a breath-holding contest. It is the pause between chapters where the page turns itself. Practice 4 cycles, then return to natural breathing. Notice the hush between heartbeats widen. Silence is not empty. It's full of reflected light you forgot you owned. Myth whispers that moonlight is stolen sunlight, yet she polishes what she borrows and gives it back gentler. Do the same with your memories. Inhale silver light into a painful scene, perhaps a public failure, perhaps a private wound. Let the light touch the jagged edges, not to erase, but to soften. Exhale gray shadows, shame, blame, what? For cycles. The memory remains, but now it glows instead of burns. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer standing on the cratered surface of past, watching Earth rise, beautiful and whole. That's the key, spiritual firmness. The moon does not apologize for phases. She is whole in crescent, whole in fullness, whole in darkness. Be like her. When energy is low, do not call yourself broken. You are merely new mooning, resting in the fertile void. When energy is high, share light generously but never brag. Full moon always wanes. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey of aligning self-image with cosmic rhythm older than ego. This is where freedom begins. The freedom to phase. Try a body scan under moonlight. Imagine actual lunar rays slipping through the window, resting on skin like cool coins. Start at the crown. Each body part receives a coin until you are covered in silver currency that buys nothing but calm. Coins dissolve, seep inward, metallize bones with quiet strength. A client who survived domestic violence uses this practice nightly. She says the imaginary coins feel like armor forged in a forge that never overheats. Inhale silver light. Exhale gray shadows. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm. Notice synchronicity. Menstrual cycles, ocean tides, sap rising, wolves howling, all negotiate with the same distant disk. You are not outside this conversation. You are made of 60% water, 100% stardust. Breathing with the moon is less invention and more remembering. Remembering returns you to your true self. And your true self is cosmic, yet unpretentious. Meditation is not escape. It is a homecoming to orbit. As the chapter closes, place one hand on the belly, one on the heart. Take 3 deliberate lunar breaths. With each inhale, silently say, I gather light. With each exhale, I release what dims me. Feel the subtle cooling under the nose, the subtle warming under the palm. That microsensation is proof you can steer physiology with imagery. If you can steer breath, you can steer destiny. Keep the sensation like a private nightlight for the day world. Tomorrow, when stress emails you deadlines, reply all with 1 lunar inhale. When anger knocks, answer the door wearing full moon chest plate. People will sense the reflection, ask what changed. Smile the moon's smile. Distant yet devoted. You don't owe them the whole story. Hand them a coin of silver light and walk on. You've learned to breathe with the moon, to trade shadows for luminescence, to phase without shame. Next, we will step inside a room that is always safe, always yours, always waiting behind the sternum. No one enters unless peace is their name. Imagine a doorway at the center of your breastbone. It has no lock, no key, only a handle made of breath. Turn it now. Slow inhale, slow exhale, and step inside. The room is already lit, soft gold washing rounded walls. It is not large. Vastness can feel lonely. It is just the right size to hold you, the child you were, and the wise elder you are becoming. No one enters unless peace is their name. This is where freedom begins. Look around. To the left, a hearth glows without smoke. Above it, a single word is carved into mantelstone. Welcome. To the right, a window opens onto night sky. Moon tosses silver coins that never clink, only settle into the wooden floor like warm light. Between them, a cushion the color of midnight waits for your hips. Feel the cushion recognize you, adjusting as if memory foam were made of every moment you ever felt safe. In stillness, you find yourself already inside the one address no storm can repossess. Build the details. Perhaps you scent faint lavender. Perhaps the air carries distant ocean. Choose textures that soothe. Cashmere throw across shoulders, cool stone under bare feet. This is your architectural imagination, yet every blueprint obeys one law. Only peace may enter. A banker who survived market crashes told me he wallpapered his room with silence. When panic attacks knocked, He stepped inward, pressed play on inner hush, and the Dow Jones could not follow. No one enters unless peace is their name. That single sentence became a bouncer stronger than any security guard money could buy. Practical instruction. Design the door first. Close eyes, place fingertip on sternum. Breathe until warmth gathers. Visualize the door material. Perhaps oak, perhaps rose gold, perhaps woven reeds. Give it a color that did not exist in crayon boxes. Name the color aloud once. My color is hush amber. Yours may be still periwinkle. Naming seals the entrance. The nervous system learns that safety now has a synonym. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The door swings open the moment you pronounce its color. Now furnish sparingly. A room too crowded invites distraction. Choose 3 objects only. First, a light source. Hearth, candle, star in a jar, your call. Second, a seat. Cushion, hammock, cloud. Third, a symbol of unconditional love. Perhaps the teddy bear you lost at age 6. Perhaps the hand of a grandparent who no longer walks the outer world. Place them. Feel the triangle of energy stabilize. Light above, support below, love within. Silence is not empty. It's full of everything you decided matters. When the world barges in. Email sirens, children's cries, sirens on the street. Do not fight the intrusion. Fighting drags you back outside. Instead, step inward, close the door gently, and repeat the mantra. No one enters unless peace is their name. The intrusion becomes a silhouette on the window, a passing shadow puppet. You remain the observer, warm by the hearth. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey from window shadow back to flame. Repeat it until shadow realizes it was always invited to lighten up. Real-world example. Aya, a Syrian refugee, sleeps in a crowded camp tent. Night brings memories of bombs that flicker behind eyelids like broken film. She built a safe room tiled with blue damascene mosaics, fountain murmuring at center. When panic pounds, she places palm on heart, speaks her door color, lazuli blue, and steps inside. Within minutes, cortisol drops, breath deepens. She wakes rested enough to mother her 2 boys through another day of uncertainty. The room is portable, weightless, invisible to border guards yet more secure than any wall. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm. Spiritual firmness. The room is not dissociation. It is not denial wearing silk curtains. It is filtration. A kidney does not reject blood. It keeps what serves, releases what harms. Your safe room is psychic kidney. Enter, filter, exit clearer. Meditation is not escape. It's a return to your true self, and your true self is the architect, the resident, and the guardian all at once. Add 1 window, always. A room without window becomes tomb. The window reminds you the outer world still spins, still needs your compassion. From inside you can choose when to open it, wave, toss a coin of comfort back into the street. You are not hiding, you are replenishing. In stillness, you find yourself already connected to every heart beating outside. Connection feels safer when your own pulse is steady. Practice protocol. 5 breaths, 3 senses. Sit inside. Inhale. Notice the warmth of hearth on skin. Exhale. Listen for the hush that lives between crackles. Inhale. Scent lavender or ocean. Exhale. Feel cushion rise to meet spine. Inhale. See light paint golden circles on inner eyelids. Exhale, whisper door color once. 5 breaths equal 1 minute of reset. Repeat hourly during crisis days, nightly during ordinary ones. Consistency engraves the neural pathway. Soon the room opens faster than any app could load. Some nights the room will feel locked. You knock, but handle refuses to turn. Do not break the door down with force. That creates more outer chaos. Instead, sit just outside and breathe. Imagine the room preparing itself. Sweeping dust, fluffing cushion, dimming light to the exact wattage your nervous system can handle tonight. Waiting is part of entering. While you wait, repeat. No one enters unless peace is their name, including me. Self-kindness is master key. Door creaks open the instant you stop berating yourself for latency. Remember the law applies inwardly too. Aggressive self-talk, catastrophizing, inner critic wearing boss's face. None may cross the threshold. They can stand on the porch, shiver, learn the manners of courtesy. When they grow quiet, you may invite them for tea, but only under your terms. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer who decides the guest list. That's the key as the chapter settles. Place one hand on heart, one on belly. Feel the corridor that connects them, your private hallway within the safe room. Inhale silver light from hearth to belly. Exhale gray shadows from belly to hearth. 3 cycles. Notice the corridor widen. Eventually it becomes an airstrip where compassion lands and takes off without customs delays. You are now the airport, the traveler, and the traffic controller. Calm, clear, sovereign, you've learned to build, furnish, and guard the safe room. Tomorrow you will learn how to open its window wide and release yesterday's residue on the midnight wind. Gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me. Picture a quiet balcony high above the city of your mind. Night air is cool, soft, scented with pine and distant rain. In your hands you hold a bundle of silk ribbons, each ribbon a remnant of the hours you just survived. An argument, a deadline, an awkward silence, a hasty word you wish you could unsay. The moon watches without judgment, ready to receive whatever you choose to release. Gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me. This is where freedom begins. Step 1. Arrive on the balcony. Close the door behind you. The safe room still glows inside your chest, but out here the sky is wide open. Feel the wooden planks under bare feet. They are sturdy, polished by every previous night you have stood here. In stillness, you find yourself at the railing between today and tomorrow. Place both palms on the smooth rail. Notice how it warms to your touch. That warmth is permission. You don't need anyone's permission to be still, yet the rail offers it anyway. Breathe. One inhale gathers the city's distant hum. One exhale widens the space between rooftop stars. Silence is not empty. It's full of everything you are willing to let go. Now inspect the ribbons. They are not heavy in grams, but they weigh on the heart. Choose one. Perhaps it is crimson, threaded with the sentence you spoke in haste at 2:17 p.m. Hold it up to moonlight. Read the words embroidered in your own voice. I should have been more patient. Notice the texture. Rough, repetitive, self-critical. Do not mend it. Do not fold it neatly for tomorrow. Instead, tie it loosely to the railing. Watch the night breeze tug it once, twice. Then release. See the ribbon lift, flutter, spiral downward into darkness. Say quietly, "Gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me." Feel the microscopic unclenching between shoulder blades. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It is a journey from fist to open palm, repeated until the hand remembers its original shape. Choose another ribbon. Gray, smelling of printer toner, inscribed with tomorrow's deadline. Feels urgent, rectangular, electronic. Hold it to your nose. Notice adrenaline's metallic edge. Ask yourself, does clutching this ribbon help the task or only tire the grip? The answer is always the same. Clutching never hastens completion, it only bruises the hand. Tie the ribbon to the rail. Release. Watch it snag for a moment on a splinter of worry. Then tear free, cartwheeling into night. Whisper, "Gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me." Feel the belly soften, as if an internal knot were untied by invisible fingers. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer watching paper tigers fly away and become paper again. Real-world example. Layla manages a call center. At 6 p.m. she drives home with a backseat full of complaint scripts replaying in her head. She parks, climbs the exterior stairs of her apartment, and pauses on the landing. In imagination, the landing becomes the balcony. She pulls ribbons from her purse. Angry caller, missed KPI, son's unfinished homework. One by one she ties them to the iron railing. By the time she reaches her front door, her arms are empty, her smile real. She reports that nights once soaked in rum now end with herbal tea and deep sleep. Gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Step 2. Speed release for busy minds. Bundle remaining ribbons together. Yes, grab the whole messy bouquet of micro-regrets, half-done errands, phantom notifications. Hold them high above your head. Feel the slight pull on shoulder muscles. That pull is the weight you normalized. In one decisive motion, sweep the bundle down and across the railing, letting go mid-arc. Do it physically. Let the arms feel the swish of release. Watch ribbons scatter like startled birds, some white, some striped, some glittering with shame. They dissolve into the city's orange glow below, becoming confetti for strangers who will never know their meaning. Shout inside. Gone. The shout is not anger. It is punctuation at the end of a sentence you refuse to keep writing. Meditation is not escape. It is a return to your true self, and your true self is sky, not landfill. Step 3. Seal the release. Place palm over heart. Feel the drum that kept time while you untied regrets. Whisper, I release, therefore I receive space. Space is not vacancy. It is potential's nursery. Tomorrow's solutions will need crib room. By emptying the balcony tonight, you renovate the nursery. That's the key. In stillness, you find yourself already larger than the sum of discarded ribbons. If a ribbon refuses to fly, perhaps it is thick rope dyed with old trauma. Do not wrestle. Respect is required here. Loop it gently over the rail. Promise to return tomorrow. Some residues dissolve in layers, like paint exposed to weather. Patience is another form of release. Time itself is wind. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The moonlight on the balcony is approval enough. Now lean elbows on the rail. Feel the hush that follows the flight. City sounds are softer, as if gratitude itself travels upward from streets and kisses your eardrums. Stay 1 full minute without gathering new ribbons. Let the empty hands tingle. Tingling is the body learning it no longer needs to clutch to exist. This is where freedom begins. The freedom to stand empty and feel complete. Close the practice by inhaling cool air, exhaling warm gratitude toward the wind that carried your history away. Say once, gone with the ribbon, gone with the wind, gone from me. Feel the sentence echo inside the ribcage like gentle thunder announcing rain that cleanses rather than soaks. Turn, walk back through the balcony door, close it softly. Inside, the safe room still glows, now brighter because space has been cleared for more light. You've learned to untie the day, to let silk become wind, to trust the sky with your unfinished story. Tomorrow, when new ribbons appear, and they will, you will know the way to the balcony by heart. Next, we will listen to the most ancient drum, the one that began before breath and will continue after words stop. Here now is safe, here now is mine. Place 2 fingers at the pulse beneath your jaw. Feel that steady drum, dim, determined, older than your name. It began 18 days before your mother even knew you existed, and it has not taken a single vacation since. Tonight this drum becomes your metronome of serenity. Every beat is a syllable in the lullaby that rocked oceans before land, forests before cities, you before worry. Here now is safe, here now is mine. Repeat it softly, riding the rhythm like a canoe on a calm lake. In stillness, you find yourself already floating inside the most faithful song in the universe. Begin by noticing the tempo. Place 1 palm over heart, 1 on the belly. Count 4 beats silently. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel how the chest lifts on 1, softens on 4. That 4-beat bar is the chorus your mother felt when she rested her hand on her belly and wondered who you would become. She did not know your eye color, yet she trusted the drum. Trust it now. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The drum granted permission before you had language to ask. Now layer words. On beat 1, mentally say, here. On beat 2, now. On beat 3, is. On beat 4, safe. Next measure. Here now is mine. Continue for 8 measures. 32 heartbeats, roughly 30 seconds. Immediately the respiratory system synchronizes. Inhale across, here now. Exhale across is safe. Heart rate variability smooths like silk pulled through calm fingers. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey from scattered thought to coherent rhythm already inside the chest. The real-world example. Marcus, an Iraq veteran, startles at fireworks. Therapists taught breathing, tapping, grounding objects. Helpful, yet cumbersome in crowds. Then he tried the heartbeat lullaby. When mortars of memory explode. He places hand on chest, counts 4, whispers syllables. Within 60 seconds his pupils soften, shoulders drop. Wife notices the familiar return of his smile. He tells me, "I don't need earplugs anymore, I have ear heart." Here now is safe. Here now is mine became his private anthem against flashback storms. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Spiritual firmness. The drum is impartial. It does not ask if you deserve rest. It simply continues, evidence that life trusts you enough to keep you alive. Your task is to match that trust with attention. Attention is payment. Rhythm is receipt. Meditation is not escape. It is a return to your true self, and your true self is percussion wrapped in flesh. Practical variation. Slowing the tempo without force. After 8 measures, lengthen the exhale phrase to 2 beats. Beat 1. Here now. Beats 2, 3, 4. Is safe is mine. The heart, detecting longer exhale, signals vagus nerve. Blood pressure edges down, palms warm. For more measures. You have not manipulated heartbeat. You have negotiated with it through breath diplomacy. Silence is not empty. It's full of diplomatic conversations between lung and atrium. If mind wanders, notice wandering as a grace note. Quick, unaccented, returning to main melody. No judgment. Even orchestras have occasional sour string. Conductor simply raises baton, re-enters. You are conductor and orchestra. That's the key. In stillness, you find yourself already forgiven for losing tempo. Forgiveness is the downbeat back to unity. Children adapt instantly. A mother whose 7-year-old fears under the bed monsters taught him the lullaby. Together they lie, palms on pajama tops, whispering syllables. After a week the boy informed his mother, "Monster's scared now, he doesn't know the song." Fear dissolved into myth, replaced by self-soothing toolkit he can carry into adulthood. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. Even a child can own the copyright to his heartbeat. Advanced layer. Add imagination. On each here now, visualize a small moon rising inside the heart. On is safe, the moon beams white. On is mine, the moon slides into your pocket, portable for daytime use. After 20 beats you possess a sky full of moons, yet the pocket remains weightless. This is where freedom begins. The freedom to generate light without batteries or approval. Close the practice by gradually fading words. Whisper syllables for 8 measures, then drop to mental humming. Feel vibration tickle sternum. After 8 more measures, let humming dissolve into pure sensation. Drum, breath, silence. Rest there for 30 seconds. Notice the echo of words still pulsing. Ghost syllables riding red blood cells through dark tunnels. You have not ended the lullaby. You have joined it as instrument rather than singer. Peace is not a destination. It is a journey from vocalist to vibration to stillness, and back again whenever needed. Seal the session by placing both palms over heart, bowing head slightly. Whisper, "Thank you for every beat I did not earn and yet receive." Gratitude is the encore that ensures the band keeps playing. Rise slowly, carrying the lullaby in your pocket next to the moon. Tomorrow, when traffic blares or inbox overflows, place 2 fingers on pulse, count 4, and remember the contract written in muscle and miracle. Here now is safe. Here now is mine. You've learned to conduct serenity with the oldest drum, to turn panic into percussion, to carry moonlit rhythm in a pocket no pickpocket can reach. Next, we will lie back and let the entire body become ocean, swayed by lunar tides, cradled by stars. Buoyant, weightless, cradled. Imagine the mattress beneath you slowly widening into calm seawater. It is not cold. It is body temperature silk, polished by moonlight and star salt. Feel yourself lift, gently, imperceptibly, until contact with the bed becomes suggestion rather than fact. You are not drifting away. You are drifting into the original support that taught the planet how to hold life without bruising it. Buoyant, weightless, cradled. Repeat it like waves. Buoyant, weightless, cradled. In stillness, you find yourself already ocean, already tide, already home. Begin by noticing the breath's natural resemblance to surf. Inhale, wave gathers at horizon, drawing water into curved potential. Exhale, wave softens onto sand, spreading into surrender. Let the sound of your breathing mix with imagined hush of breakers. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The ocean granted it when you were 70% water and still growing. Silence is not empty. It's full of every wave that ever rocked a shore into roundness. Now allow the body to liquefy, region by region. Start at the crown. Feel scalp loosen into sea foam. Forehead melts, eyebrows float like tiny kelp rafts. Eyes become smooth stones polished by salt, seeing only inner night. Jaw unclenches, each tooth a grain of sand released back to ocean floor. Neck, shoulders, arms. Long bones turning driftwood, buoyed by lunar gravity. Chest expands into a quiet bay where moonlight anchors. Abdomen softens into warm current moving at half-mile per hour, slower than any worry can swim. Hips, thighs, knees, calves dissolve into gentle ripples. Finally feet fade, toes flickering like small fish before they vanish into the hole. Buoyant, weightless, cradled. That's the key. Peace is not a destination. It's a journey from particle to wave to ocean, all within one inhaled, real-world example. Captain Elena pilots freight ships across the North Pacific. 20-foot swells, engine drones, 24-hour shifts. When she finally reaches her cabin, adrenaline keeps her mattress vibrating. She practices midnight water, imagines bunk widening into calm sea, body lengthening into seaweed. Within minutes the sway of the ship sinks with inner tide instead of fighting it. She reports dreams painted by moonlight rather than machinery, and wakes refreshed before the next shift. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender, it will rock you to calm. Practical instruction, 3-layer float. Layer 1, physical. Micro-bend elbows and knees, allow legs to fall open, palms to face sky. This posture signals spinal cord that ground support has been replaced by fluid support. Layer 2. Mental. Count down slowly from 10 to 1, visualizing each number written on a wooden plank that slips out from beneath you, leaving you more buoyant at every count. By 1 the plank is gone. You rest on water alone. Layer 3. Emotional. With each exhale, drop one story you wore today. I'm efficient. I'm behind. I must. Watch each sink as dark pebbles disappearing into lightless depth. You are left storyless. A blank crest ready to be written by wind instead of worry. Meditation is not escape. It is a return to your true self, and your true self is 70% ocean. If fear arrives, fear of depth, of sharks, of losing control, treat it as a sudden cold current. Currents pass. Ocean remains. Place one imaginary palm on fear's shoulder, say, "You are water too." Feel the temperature equalize. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. Even fear must obey when it recognizes itself as wave, spiritual firmness. The ocean does not apologize for highs and lows. High tide is not arrogant. Low tide is not ashamed. Be like tide. When energy swells, rise generously. When energy recedes, expose treasures hidden under former depths. Peace is not a destination. It is a journey of trusting rise and fall as equal servants of the moon inside your chest. Add sensory detail. Hear distant dolphins exhale, taste mild salt on lips, smell kelp releasing iodine perfume. These are not distractions. They are confirmations you have been admitted into the original spa. A spa without membership fees, without closing hours, without robes that never quite fit. Silence is not empty. It's full of clicks of dolphin sonar, whisper of distant breakers, heartbeat of whale larger than your problem yet gentler than your self-judgment. Advanced layer. Moontide breath. Inhale for 6 counts while moon pulls water toward horizon. Wave rises under back, lifting ribs. Hold gently for 2 counts at crest. Exhale for 6 counts while moon releases, water sliding away. Spine lengthens. Body sinks a millimeter deeper into liquid support. Practice 8 cycles. Each cycle convinces fascia that gravity can be negotiated into buoyancy. Each cycle teaches nervous system that surrender is not collapse. It is collaboration with universal forces older than adrenaline. If mind drifts, perhaps to schedules, perhaps to snacks, notice drift as a small boat passing across the bay of awareness. You can wave from the dock of breath. No need to jump aboard. Boat continues. Dock remains steady. That's the key. In stillness, you find yourself already moored to an immovable calm. Seal the practice by imagining dawn far beyond the horizon. Picture first pale peach touching water miles away. Know that eventually you will reform. Bones will solidify, muscles will remember weight. Yet a thin layer of brine will remain under eyelids, behind sternum, between thoughts. Carry it as portable ocean. When traffic honks or boss shouts, place 2 fingers on pulse, feel the hidden tide and remember. Buoyant, weightless, cradled, you've learned to trade mattress for ocean, to let moon govern rise and fall, to discover that weightlessness is not achieved but remembered. Next, we will descend beneath the surface into dream itself, learning to set intentions that polish problems into pearls while you sleep. My dreams serve my calm shapes my dreams. Close your eyes and step to the edge of sleep, an obsidian lake where moon writes messages in silver ink. Tonight you are not a passive castaway. You are the lighthouse keeper. You will choose which boats of thought may dock, which cargo to unload, which vessels to send back to sea. My dreams serve my calm shapes my dreams. Repeat it like gentle surf across the shore of eyelids. Serve, shape. In stillness, you find yourself already the author of stories that heal while the body sleeps. Begin by understanding the contract. Dreaming mind is not a random projector. It is a nightly editor, cutting scenes that daytime refuse to finish. If you provide the script, it will oblige. The script is intention, spoken once, softly, at the border of waking and sleep. Intention is not command. It is courteous request, like placing an order with a chef who loves you. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. The border guard between worlds accepts whispered petitions. Practical ritual. The 3-line letter. Sit upright for 30 seconds, pen to palm. Yes, physically, even if only in imagination. Line 1, gratitude. Thank you, dream maker, for guiding me toward peace. Line 2, request. Tonight, show me gentle solutions for Leave blank specific enough to direct, loose enough to surprise. Line 3, release. I surrender outcomes. I welcome wisdom. Fold the letter, place it under the pillow of the mind. The creases become runways for images to land. My dreams serve my calm shapes my dreams. That's the key. Real-world example. Daniela, a corporate lawyer, wakes grinding teeth, dreams of missed flights and collapsing staircases. Stress leaks into billable hours. Creativity flatlines. She writes the letter. Thank you for healing insight. Tonight, show me creative resolution for the merger conflict. I release control. Morning brings a dream of 2 rivers merging without turbulence, eagles circling above in figure 8, symbol of infinity. She wakes laughing, realizing conflict can be structured as confluence, not collision. By noon she drafts a compromise both boards accept. She tells me the solution felt delivered, not manufactured. Dreams served calm-shaped dreams. Instruction for skeptic minds. Intention is not magic spell. It is cognitive priming. What you seed at sleep onset directs the brain's overnight sorting machine. Hippocampus replaying memories, amygdala tagging emotion, cortex weaving narrative. A polite request gives the machine a template, saving randomness the trouble of guessing. Science calls it targeted memory reactivation. Mystics call it dream incubation. Both agree it works when paired with genuine surrender. Surrender is the grease. Intention is the gear. Together they drive the night toward peace. Shape the environment. Dim lights 1 hour before bed. Moonlight simulation. Cool air to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Cave simulation. Scent pillow with single drop of lavender or chamomile. Garden simulation. These are not esoteric luxuries. They are signals that say, night shift is starting, please direct messages accordingly. Silence is not empty. It's full of cues that guide imagery toward kindness. If nightmares arrive anyway, sharp, loud, remembered, do not exile them. Nightmares are urgent telegrams wrapped in frightening envelopes. Open them in the morning, not at 3 a.m. when cortisol is high. Rewrite the ending on paper. Give yourself wings, give the pursuer a chair and tea, give the abyss a staircase of light. Read the new version aloud. Tonight, place the rewritten script under mental pillow. Night after night, the dream softens. Eventually it becomes background, then disappears, leaving only the lesson. My dreams serve my calm shapes my dreams. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer who edits until the story loves you back. Advanced layer. Lucid peace. Inside a dream, recognize you are dreaming by habitually checking your hands during the day. In dream, hands often melt or glow. Cue that reality is malleable. Once lucid, do not chase fantasy. Plant peace. Spread arms wide, announce, this is my calm to share. Watch attackers pause, confused by sudden light. Offer light. If they refuse, they dissolve. If they accept, they transform into guides. Either way, violence ends. Morning carries the memory like a diploma signed by your own soul. This is where freedom begins. The freedom to change the script while it plays. Spiritual firmness. Dreams are not escapist cinema. They are internal legislation. What passes in night court becomes law of waking perception. Pass gentle laws nightly and daytime walks in peace. Peace is not a destination. It is a journey from frightened dreamer to compassionate governor. One edit at a time. Close the chapter with sealing breath. Inhale to count of 4, imagining silver ink drying on your letter. Hold for 4. Feel the parchment slide into heart pocket. Exhale for 6. Watch dream postman carry it across the lake. Repeat 3 cycles. Then whisper, my dreams serve my calm shapes my dreams, so be it, gently. Sink into mattress like a letter into envelope, like envelope into moonlit mailbox. Sleep is the postmark. Morning is the reply. You've learned to write the letter, to welcome nightmares as messengers, to legislate peace in Parliament of Sleep. Next, we will gather every lesson into one portable dawn practice, ensuring midnight calm walks with you into sunrise. I am the quiet that travels with me. Night is almost over. Indigo outside the window begins to dilute into watercolor violet. First bird clears throat, preparing announcement. This is the fragile hour when dreams still cling to eyelashes and the world's noise has not yet remembered its name. Here you choose. Let midnight calm evaporate with stars, or drop it into your pocket like a polished stone that stays cool even when the sun climbs. I am the quiet that travels with me. Say it once, while the pillow is still warm, while yesterday's story is still editable. In stillness, you find yourself already packed for the journey ahead. No extra luggage required. Begin inside the last exhale of sleep. Do not move yet. Let the body lie exactly as it landed through night, a fossil of serenity. Notice the tiny pulse at ankle, the faint warmth between palms if they happen to meet during dreams. These are passports stamped by midnight calm. Collect them before the border of waking gets crowded. You don't need anyone's permission to be still. Dawn grants it freely, then quietly asks if you would like to keep the receipt. Practical ritual. The 3-drop decanter. While eyes remain closed, imagine a crystal vial resting on sternum. Drop 1. The sensation of ocean from floating practice. Salt, sway, moonlit horizon. Drop 2. The echo of heartbeat lullaby. Hear now syllables pulsing behind ribs. Drop 3. The color of your safe room door. Hush amber, still periwinkle, whatever hue answered your knock. Watch the vial fill. Cork it with one conscious inhale. Later, when traffic snarls or inbox pings, you will tip the vial internally. The blend diffuses in one breath, returning you to center without needing headphones or solitude. I am the quiet that travels with me. That's the key. Micro movement phase. Before full stretch, micro stretch. Wiggle one finger, one toe. Let the motion be tidal, not mechanical. Imagine water shifting inside, announcing arrival of form without breaking calm surface. Now rotate ankle the distance of a seashell. Roll wrist as if polishing air. These movements whisper to nervous system. We are coastline, not battlefield. The body obeys. Cortisol stays in oceanic range. Adrenaline remains droplet instead of wave. Peace is not a destination. It is a journey from bed to upright that refuses to borrow tomorrow's urgency today. Next, open eyes halfway, slit gaze. Light enters gently, like tea diffusing into water, not like spear. Notice first shape you see. Perhaps curtain edge, perhaps ceiling fan. Label it softly. Neutral. The label prevents mind from scripting drama before feet touch floor. Silence is not empty. It's full of neutral objects waiting to be seen without story. Now the transfer. Slide palms beneath pillow. Gather the residual coolness of night and press it once to forehead, once to throat, once to heart. These are the 3 checkpoints where stress usually boards the train. Night cool palm is temporary boarding pass denied. Sit up slowly. Imagine surfacing from scuba dive, pausing to equalize inner and outer pressure. Feet meet floor, do not stand yet. Feel the contact point, soul and wood, soul and carpet, soul and possibility. Say inwardly, I plant midnight into morning. Then stand. You have not left calm behind. You have brought ground zero with you. Real-world example. Javier manages a bustling cafe. Old routine. Phone alarm blares news. He scrolls disasters while still horizontal, arrives at work already simmering. New routine. 3-drop decanter, slit gaze, cool palm stamps, stand with mantra. Result. He greets the first customer with the same softness he once reserved for sleep. Sales stayed steady, but staff noticed fewer broken cups. Tips rose 18%. Javier says, I don't serve coffee. I serve the calm I carried from my sheets. I am the quiet that travels with me. Night welcomes you exactly as you are, tense or tender. It will rock you to calm, then walk with you into espresso steam. Sunlight integration. Step outside if possible. Even a balcony, even cracked window. Face east, palms open. Imagine dawn light as liquid gold pouring into the vial from earlier, topping off the mixture. Gold represents daytime energy. Sharp, bright, forward-moving. Midnight provided depth. Dawn provides direction. Together they create balanced fuel. Propulsion without panic. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, out for 6. 4 cycles. By the 4th exhale you feel rooted and ready, like a tree that spent night drinking from underground rivers and now turns leaves towards sun. Technology rule. Phone stays face down for first 10 minutes of upright life. 10 minutes is not luxury. It is vaccine against reactive living. World can wait 10 minutes for your consciousness to finish downloading calm. If 10 feels impossible, begin with 3 and expand 1 minute per week. Expansion happens naturally once nervous system tastes the difference between launching from stillness versus launching from alarm. Verbal seal. Before first conversation, whether with partner, child or barista, silently repeat, I speak from the quiet that travels with me. Then speak normally. Notice how words land more softly, how responses arrive less defensively. You have not changed content, you have changed frequency. Calm is contagious when carried close to vocal cords. Evening preview. During day, randomly touch the vial. It can be internal visualization or physical gesture. Thumb brushing sternum once. Each touch reinforces neural pathway, telling brain, calm is not location specific, it is portable infrastructure. By dusk the pathway is so grooved that returning to night practice feels like slipping into familiar slippers. Cycle completes. Dawn borrows from midnight, midnight borrows from dawn. Interest accrues as compound peace, spiritual firmness. You are not escaping day. you are importing eternity into it. Eternity does not procrastinate, yet it never rushes. Let that be your tempo. Meditation is not escape. It is a return to your true self, and your true self moves at speed of heartbeat, not speed of notifications. The chapter closes. Stand tall, eyes open full now. Feel the vial settle behind sternum, gold and silver swirling into sunrise rose. Say once, aloud or in breath, I am the quiet that travels with me, today, tomorrow, always. Step forward. Floorboards creak, world spins, birds scatter into morning chorus. None of them can disturb what you carry, because you carry the maker of calm, not merely calm itself. You've learned to decant night, to plant sols on dawn, to speak from stillness while fully awake. The book closes, but the journey loops, night into day into night, each orbit deeper, each transfer smoother. Go now, be the traveling quiet the world pretends it can live without. Boiler, it cannot. And neither can you, so refuse to leave home without it. This is where freedom begins. Again and again. You began tonight carrying the weight of a waking world. Layer by layer, breath by breath, you laid that burden down. Remember, the peace you just tasted is not a lucky accident. It is your natural state, always waiting beneath the weather of your thoughts. When tomorrow's noise calls, return to any doorway you choose. A single exhale, the image of a moonlit ribbon, the rhythm of your heart. These tools belong to you now. No one can revoke them, no headline can drown them. So close your eyes gently, or open them to the first blush of dawn. Either way, carry midnight calm like a secret lantern in your chest. Share it wordlessly with every soul you meet. And when night falls again, press play, return home, and deepen the groove of serenity until it becomes the default soundtrack of your life. Sweet dreams, and welcome to the quiet that never leaves.